Yes, sir. What is going on, YouTube? It is your boy Denali, aka Don Squally, and we are back at it. In today's video, if you guys can tell from the title, we are working on the 2008 Honda Civic. You guys are probably wondering why this doesn't look like a Civic. That's because it has an Acura CSX front and rear end conversion on it. But I've been driving this thing to and from work quite a bit lately, just because the gas prices are getting a little crazy out here, and it's honestly such a great car. And I can't lie, I've really been enjoying it. As beat up as this car is and as old as this car is, it still drives really well. It's still really good on gas, and surprisingly still gets a lot of compliments. And even though it's just an automatic R18, I still manage to find a lot of cars just to cruise with when I'm out driving around. Not really racing anybody, but you know, and you just find somebody to weave in and out of traffic with, like a lot. Almost every single time I drive it, I end up, having some sort of fun with another vehicle on the roads. However, after driving it for a couple weeks, I have noticed that there are a couple of things that need some attention. So I ended up hearing some clunking in the front end when I'm making turns, a little bit of wobbling and stuff like that. So what I want to do is just refresh the front end. Now, I tried to get a complete front end rebuild kit off Rock Auto. However, the one that I wanted was sold out. I'm hoping that I don't need to replace the lower ball joints, but when I'm down there and I have everything apart, I'm going to inspect the lower ball joints as well. If I have to, those should be pretty easy. I could probably find those on Amazon to be easy. Next day delivery. And then one of the other things that I did notice is that when I'm at a stoplight or a stop sign or something like that, and I hit the gas, I can feel the engine. I don't know if it's the engine, but I can feel something kind of rocking, and then it kind of hits a little bit. So it's almost like the engine is rocking a bit, and then when it finally stops rocking, you feel a little bit of a bump when it catches and lurches forward. So I'm not going to be replacing engine mounts. However, I am going to be reinforcing them with some window weld. If this was, let's say, the G35, my RX, even the Tundra, I probably wouldn't be taking this approach. But because this is an almost 400,000 kilometer R18 automatic Honda Civic, we're going to take a shot at it and see if it makes a difference here. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on for today's video. So what I'm going to get started with first is jacking the car up. We're going to take the front wheels off. We're going to make sure everything's secure, and then I am going to jack up the motor slightly. We're going to remove the top motor mount and the bottom motor mount, and then the transmission mount is on the driver's side here. We're going to remove that, inspect them, have a look, see if there's any rubber or breakage in those. Either or, we are going to be reinforcing them. So that's pretty much it. If you guys are interested in the process, how everything works out, stick around. And this thing's been needing some love for a while, man. So I'm pretty excited to get this stuff. Okay, so we've got the transmission mount out of the driver's side. We've got the top, I don't know what you'd even call that, wishbone mount. Now, I didn't pull. This here is like a bottom, I don't know, mount. Can't really see it here. But there's a bigger mount here, but I can't really do anything with that unless I replace it. So I'm just going to fill. I'll show you the void I'm going to fill on this mount. And then underneath, I don't feel like crawling underneath here, but I've got the engine jacked up, and then there's a mount just at the back behind that red jack there. And this is the three of them right here. So this one came off of the top. This one is the transmission mount, and then this is the mount that came off of the bottom. So basically what I'm going to do is just fill the voids in here. Let me see, this one doesn't look too bad. Oh yeah, you can look kind of, if I shine the, let me get the light on this thing. There we go. If you shine the light in there, you can see some hairline cracking inside there. This guy right here, I'm pretty sure I saw some cracking in here too. Yeah, right at the bottom here, you can see it all starting to crack. And this guy here at the bottom, not terrible, but definitely moves around quite a bit. Now, I'm probably going to regret filling these in, especially this guy, because from what I hear, I know I'm going to probably have a lot more transmission vibration. But I'm basically going to fill everything below, so you can see where this piece mounts here. I'm going to fill everything underneath here. I'll tape the backside, fill it in here, and then that way everything at the top here will still be able to move just a little bit. Now on this mount here, this top side is kind of a hard plastic, and inside there's like, I don't know, I don't think I'm going to gain a whole lot from filling this void, but right here, this is really where all the movement goes. So I'm going to fill this one right here, and then this guy, kind of the same thing. I don't think there's much movement that happens in this hole, but I'm going to fill these gaps right here. So I'm going to see if I have some brake cleaner, clean these things up real quick, and then we're going to go in and fill these in with window weld, and then I'll show you what those look like once I'm done. Okay, so everything is cleaned up with some Windex. So what I'm going to use here is some 3M window weld. This is the product number here. So I just had this kicking around from another project. So what I'm going to do is go ahead, just fill in these gaps. Now I was going to tape one side, but I think I might fill them in and just use my finger to smooth it out, since they don't really need to look the greatest. They just need to function. And I do think, since I was looking at how this mount actually pivots, I think you can see that back and forth there. I think I am. If I have enough, I'll fill in all the way up to the top here. I'll start at the bottom, because I think the way, actually this mount's vertical, so the engine would be going like pivoting this way. We'll see. We'll see how much I have left of this tube by the time I'm done filling these guys, and then I'll do whatever I can out of this guy. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead, fill these up, and I'll show you guys what it looks like when I'm done. Okay, so I've got everything filled up here. As you can see, I just smoothed it out as best I could with my finger. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. Most of these, I think this one's the only one you can kind of see, but there's a bracket covering this area. Got the bottom one all filled in here as well. Now the transmission mount, I feel like I may regret this one, because I did fill the entire thing. I had lots of weld left, so I basically went all the way around the entire bracket. So this one here shouldn't move at all. I'm just worried it might give me a little bit too much vibrations, but nonetheless, it is what it is. I used about a half a tube of that, so I have like a quarter left. So yeah, I'm going to let these dry up over the next couple of days. I figured because this video is taking a little while, I'll probably split it up to, I'll split this video into like motor mounts and then front end maintenance. Yeah, and then that way we'll keep this one separate. So we'll let you guys know how these dry up, let you know how many days it takes, and once we get them on the car, we'll take her for a test drive and let you know how she sounds, man. Okay, so it's been about 3 days, and I think these are finally all cured up. Let me see if I can find a good spot. You can see a little bit of flex in there. This is where, let me see, where there's actual rubber. I don't know. It's solid. The one here, however, this thing, like, there is no flex at all on this particular transmission mount. I got her filled in nice. I mean, I guess you can see a little bit of flex, but before when you went like this, that's where all the play was. this piece in here goes through and moves back and forth. So nonetheless, we're going to throw them on here. I mean, even if I get a little bit better performance out of them and that kind of weird clunking issue goes away, I'll be happy. Now, we'll see how the vibrations are. I'll get back to you guys. Some people online are saying it's too much, but we'll see if it's something I can live with. If not, I'll try to find some cheap aftermarket ones online here. Alrighty, so all the motor mounts are in. There's the bottom. We have the top passenger side mount bolted in, and then I've got the bottom transmission mount, which is right which side is it? Right here. That's what that is right there. You can see her there. I do have a couple more things that I need to do before I can get this thing out on the road for a test drive, but luckily for you guys and the magic of editing, that is going to happen right now. Okay, so I know I said in the last clip I was probably going to make another install video of all the new suspension parts, but I decided I'm not going to do that. There's plenty of videos online if you want to know how to replace all this, but I'm just going to show you guys basically what I did replace. So we have 2 new lower control arms with ball joints, 2 tie rod ends, as well as sway bar end links. And I've already done the passenger side axle on this car. And I'm pretty sure the driver's side was starting to make a ton of noise as well. So I went ahead and threw a new axle in there. So all in all, with these parts right here, plus the used tires that I got there, I'm in it about $600 to kind of refresh this thing and bring it back to its former glory. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, throw the tires on this thing, clean up, go for a little bit of a test drive. Now, since I've been doing the work on the Acura, I have been driving the Infiniti into work lately, and I have been really enjoying it. But it does take premium, and with these gas prices, I am pretty excited to get back in the Honda. So we'll see if this thing needs an alignment. I should probably get an alignment, but I mean, if the thing drives straight, I probably won't get an alignment because those tires that I got right there are used, and yeah, if I have to replace them with another set of $200 tires next year, I'm not overly concerned about that, but we'll see. If it pulls really, really hard, then I will get an alignment. But I'm mostly excited to see how these engine mounts sound and how they make the car perform. So I'm going to bolt up the tires, clean everything up here. I'll get back to you guys when I'm in the car. It is the next day. I did drive this thing to work. Just want to give you guys a little cold start here. It doesn't vibrate as much as I thought it was going to. Like, you don't really notice a ton of vibration until you shift it into reverse. You can kind of feel the dash rattling a little, but surprisingly, drive is not as bad. And as it warms up and the RPMs drop a little bit, it's actually not too bad. But we'll take her for a little bit of a drive here. Show you guys what it sounds like driving. As far as everything else with the front end, it's pretty solid. The wheels cocked a little bit to the left, so I might take it for an alignment, but way better than it was before. And honestly, the vibration from the engine, I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, Hondas, most of them aren't really that fast, so if it's not gonna be fast, it should at least handle well. And now this thing certainly does. Like, there's none of that lag when I hit the gas. I can feel the wheels gripping immediately. honestly, at certain RPMs, the exhaust makes this thing rattle more than the actual motor mount. So I'm pretty happy with the way that these things turned out. Just over 1,000 RPMs. You can feel it rattling. But surprisingly, just sitting here in traffic and cruising around, it's not bad at all. I'm actually pretty impressed, man. So for most people who want to keep their car quiet, I wouldn't recommend this mod, as it does make it a substantial amount louder. However, if your car already has an exhaust, an intake, I don't know, headers on it, if your car's already loud, then this isn't going to be a problem for you. Like I say, this is a stock 1.8 liter, and the exhaust is louder. The exhaust causes more rattling just from the sound than it does the actual motor mount. So overall, I would definitely recommend this, especially if motor mounts for your car cost a lot of money. This is definitely a cheap way to get it done. The only thing is you kind of have to take your motor mounts out and either have another car to drive or have some time to let these motor mounts dry, because they do take a little bit of time to dry, most definitely. But I'm thinking that's pretty much it for today's video. So if you guys did enjoy this one, don't forget to smash that like button. If you guys want to see more and you're not subscribed yet, definitely consider subscribing. And as always, I'm your boy Denali, aka Don Squally, and we're gonna catch y'all mofos at the next one, man. Peace.